With COVID-19, how has that changed awareness of regenerative agriculture in the supply chain?
Yeah, well, I think the pandemic has exposed a lot of frailties in our food and agricultural systems. If you remember a year and a half ago when we all went into quarantine, what happened, right?
Yeah.
Where our grocery shelves went bare. All of a sudden, consumers were realizing how disrupted our supply chains were and how reliant we are on other countries to feed us. You know, during World War II, some 45% of all the produce grown in the United States came from our own backyards. Last year, 17% of all the food in the grocery store came from other countries. Wow. So you've seen we've been on this like 70-year march away from connection to our own local food systems. And that's all come to be realized here over the last year and a half.
And what can industry members in natural products do to take one step closer to regenerative if they're not there yet?
Well, I often am asked this question to everyday consumers. They say, what can I do to step closer towards a more regenerative future? I think number one is we have to cut down on our degrees of separation from source, right? Any consumer that lives in a community where there's local farmers, farmers markets, farmers that are stewarding soil in a way that we espouse here at Rodale Institute, we need to keep our food dollars in our local economy. We need to support farmers in our own backyard. If you're not able to do that, then how can we support independent food retailers that are keeping food dollars in our own economies, that are supporting farmers in the region? And so I always encourage people to cut down on degrees of separation. And I think we as retailers have an amazing opportunity to build more regionalized supply chains, to build pathways for food producers to have economies right in their own community because they flourish. And if our farmers in our communities are flourishing, then we can live in healthier communities.
So what are a couple of the notable challenges and opportunities that you're seeing in the space right now?
Challenges are we need consumers to understand the power of their dollar to really create a better future in our food system. We all vote 3 times a day with where our food comes from and how that food was produced. And so we need to begin to inspire consumers to take action by voting with their dollar, by supporting farmers and brands that are doing the right thing. So I really see that as an opportunity. Additionally, you know, farmers need markets. We need brands to commit to farmers that are doing the right thing. We need to give them long-term contracts. We need to commit to them during that transition phase as they begin to embrace regenerative organic farming practices, and then commit to them for the long term. So it's guaranteed markets that are going to give these farmers the pathway to success.
What's some advice that you would give to, let's say, a natural product retailer that wants to form better relationships with the farmers that they work with?
Yeah, my advice to them would be to invest in them. We need to offer those farmers the value for that which they're producing. It's easy for anyone in the retail business to cut corners by, you know, looking at these national distributors that aren't focused on local and regionalized supply chains. And if we can get beyond that, if we can sacrifice a little bit on our margins in order to do the right thing by building the supply chain and by educating the consumer about how this whole flywheel works, in the end, our retailers are going to be more resilient. They're going to have a stronger framework for their business. And what happened a year and a half ago during the pandemic won't happen again.
What resources are available for people that want to learn more?
RodaleInstitute.org would be a great starting point. On our website, you can learn all about the science of regenerative organic agriculture. You can learn about our farmer consulting program. If you in the retail industry are looking to build a regenerative organic supply chain, contact our consultancy. They can help link you with farmers that need markets. And then we have an amazing education area on our website as well.
Lastly, what's next for Rodale? What do you guys look forward to in the next 1 to 5 years?
Over the next several years, we're really focused on connecting soil health with human health. So we've spent the last 7 decades really doing the science to underscore the necessity for healthy soil. But what we want to do in our next frontier is to begin to connect the dots that how we treat the soil has a human health impact and outcome. So our work is really focused on human health going into the next couple of years.
Very good. It's amazing work that you guys are doing, and thank you so much for sharing that with Whole Foods.
It's been an honor, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.